Hello, hello.
Hi, love your music.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It really is.
Bit more atmospheric music. It's always good to set the scene with a bit of music.
Right, exactly. When I first heard it, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm late. He started already.
No, just playing it, just again, bring myself into the moment. Just
Beautiful.
had a busy day with bees today. I'm on a beekeeper's course, or I like to call bee guardian. So I'm on. I think we're in our 5th week. So I'm learning to handle the honeybees and help
Oh,
them when they've got
wow.
issues.
Oh, wow, you're going to make your own honey? That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm looking forward to that part when they start making their own honey.
Yes, exactly.
At the moment, there's a lot of flowers around, so they're very, very busy bees, literally.
Exactly.
We had some today that weren't too well. They had the shakes. It's a disease that they get, so we're having to get rid of the ones that had got the shakes so they didn't infect the rest of the hive. So that was a bit sad. We lost a few hundred bees.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Is there a powder or whatever that they spray on them for that?
You
No.
can do, but it's I mean it's all unnatural. So this is natural beekeeping. So we try to just assist them by basically removing the diseased ones. They were saying that in the old days, a bit like if we had chicken pox when we were kids, we'd have a chicken pox party. Nowadays, people don't do that, and it's the same with the bees. What you do is you separate the sick ones, and it gives the ones that aren't sick a chance to sort of fight. But there's so many diseases nowadays for bees. That's why we're losing so many. There's new diseases all the time, and we get bees and insects from across from Europe into the UK that they can't cope with. A bit like when all the Europeans went to the US of A and gave the cold and things like that and whatever to the natives, and loads of them died. It's a bit the same over here with lots of our native animals because it's getting a bit warmer. There's a lot of stuff coming across.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That's sad.
Some of them are very healthy, so that's all right.
That's good.
I think there's about 20 hives now, so.
Oh wow!
They're not all mine. They're
it's a community.
Yeah, they all belong to the people that are running the course. So.
Oh, fabulous.
I work on hive 12, so they're getting used to me. Touch wood, so far they haven't stung me. I'm always coming in. I bring my Reiki energy, and I was giving them a day to sort of heal them. So I was like giving them bee Reiki. And it's like,
oh, good. I was actually going to suggest that you do that anyway for the sick bees.
Oh yeah, I was doing that.
Yeah, your dragon.
I think the sick ones are unfortunately are gone. Bless them.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's good to do, and it's amazing when they're in a good mood that you've got this like when they're in a bad mood it's like okay. we were having to get rid of so many of their friends. They were starting to get a bit angry, so by the end they were like swarming all over us, and thankfully you've got those outfits that stop you getting stung.
Oh dear, poor things.
You have to assist them. If you left them to their own devices, they will eventually get rid of all the sick ones. But in doing so, they get sick themselves. So it's easy to pop in and go, right, they're all the sick ones. Let's move them over there.
Yeah.
And the ones that are healthy can fly. The ones that are sick can't fly. So it's very easy to separate them.
Yeah.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Talking of bees and insects, well, I know they're not insects, but insects in general. I was at a garden centre the other day, and there was a chap fundraising for the World Wildlife Fund in the car park, and he said, "Can I have 2 minutes of your time?" So it's always a bit longer than that, isn't it? I love to engage with people like that, and he was bringing my attention to the fact that he said, "Got all these cars in the car park." He said, "All the windscreens are clear." He said, "You don't get insects on windscreens anymore."
Interestingly, in Devon, this is the first year in many years that we are having it. So I know when we were kids and we used to drive down to the countryside, the whole car was splattered. You had to like. It's not like that, but this is the first year in probably all the time I've lived here that there's actually insects on the front of the car.
Yeah,
I
this
know.
happened.
That's great news. So,
They are coming back. But then there's a lot of people around here that are organic farming, so they're not using the pesticides, which is good because it's what kills them.
thing you don't think of, isn't it? Generally, no insects, no nothing really.
You go to London, it's like that. It's completely clear. If
Yeah.
you see a bee, you're lucky.
It's good.
It's the way of the world.
We've got quite a few beehives down the bottom of our road.
Yeah.
In the field down the road, some really nice ones. Yeah.
Have you had some local honey?
No, because I don't think they sell it. I've tried to find out if they sell it, but they don't. So I buy the next nearest village to us is honey in Southfleet, so that it helps my hay fever.
Yeah, some people. There's a group of people that are naturalists and they do it ecologically, and they don't take the honey because when you take the honey from the bees, you then starve them for the winter, so you then have to feed them sugar.
Yeah.
So anyone that's taking honey they're having because they'll starve in the winter otherwise. So you have to feed them sugar water. So there's a lot of people that have hives that all they do is have the bees so that they can pollinate their pictures or whatever. There's quite a few near us where they've got 30, 40 hives, and they'll take them to each of the cider places where all the apples are growing, and they release them for a couple of weeks, and then they all come back and they go to the next farm, and they don't have the honey. They don't eat the honey. The honey's there for the bees so they can overwinter.
They've got the trees, the apple trees, because the dog loves going in there to see if he can find any apples that are fallen on the floor. So
Cool.
it's nice. I've seen them at night time several times, late afternoon, early evening, where they're down there checking the bees out. But I've never seen them take anything away either, like you say. So that must be what they do.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're a vegan, you don't believe in taking the honey from the bees, which is fair enough. Because it's theirs, it's their resource. If you take it away, then say you've got to feed them sugar, which is a bit processed and it obviously isn't natural. It isn't ideal. Right, I'll give it one more minute. See, I know it's Mother's Day today, so I know a few people.
It's not in the UK; it's only in America, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think other parts of the world as well follow suit. I don't know if Canada does.
Yes, Canada does. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you're a mother, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Actually, I've got a little ditty from the Dragons. I nipped in earlier with them and said, "Give us a little ditty for the mothers." So this is what they said. They said, "A dragon's blessing for mothers." They said, "On this sacred day, we, the dragons of love and legacy, rise in honour to all mothers. With wings of protection, we encircle you. With fire of courage, we empower you. With breath of peace, we soothe your heart. May your wisdom echo through generations. May your love, like dragon fire, never fade. You are seen, you are cherished, you are eternal. Happy Mother's Day."
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank
You'll have
you.
to put that in the group thing.
Chat. Yeah.
Write that down.
Yeah, me too.
I can cut it and paste it now. I can send it to you.
That'd be lovely. Thank you. It's a nice little verse, that.
I like it.
Here we go. Where's it go? Cut and paste. Let's let Rebecca in.
Can't believe how quick those 4 sessions have gone.
So that happens when you're having fun, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, no. We had our friend's just been made the local mayor, so we were out with him last night we're hosting some people from a group called Legacy, which is an Australian thing of where the soldiers have died, and one of them said, "Will you look after the wife and kids for me?" And it started from there that they do in London, that they've got an organisation over here for the people over in England that do it. And they've also got, because there used to be a hospital for Australian soldiers up in Dartford, and where they've built a housing estate on it now and a warehouse place, they've got a massive big stone with a memorial thing there, and that's what it was all about last night. It was all about Anzac Day, which is really nice.
It's good to remember. Good to remember.
It is.
So I ordered your book yesterday. Should arrive in a few days. It should do. I'll have to show you the cards later. See if you want to buy some cards.
What's that, dragon cards?
Yeah, it's the Healer Dragons. I turned them into cards as well. Wisdom cards. They don't like the word oracle. I was like, "Oh, fine, we won't use the word oracle." I was like, oracle cards are like, no, wisdom cards. Okay, fine. Whatever, I got slapped. So, session 4. A quick recap. Let me share my screen. Can you see my shared screen?
Yep. Yeah. Great.
So, in case you didn't see all of the sessions, that they are there, and I'll be sharing all of the slides for you, so you can read through them and all the rest of it.
Oh, brilliant!
And I'll be sharing the links to each of the YouTubes if you've lost them, so that they'll be there for you forever. As I say, that they're on YouTube, but they're hidden, so it's only the people that have got the URL that can see it.
Yeah.
I you guys.
I looked through them yesterday.
Yeah, it's good to play them. So, session 1, we explored the foundations of dragon shamanism. We realised it was a path of empowerment and remembering. You're not learning, you're remembering. I'm just here to nudge you to fully remember, just getting you on the right path. We met our primary healer dragon. And remember, they came across the lake and we went for a fly and we were dipping our feet in the water and all the rest of it. So that was our first guided shamanic journey. And we realised that some people don't necessarily do well on those sort of things. So the next time we did something a bit different. And the emphasis was on consistency, authenticity, clearing all of your distractions out of the way so that you can create that deep bond. And we were talking about, don't try and connect the dragons when you're not in the best place, really. And if you're not in a good place, go and do something to bring you into that frequency, because they're vibrating at a frequency that's a bit higher than we normally are. And if we're not at that frequency, we'll be like, I can't see anything, I didn't hear anything, this is rubbish. You've blocked them, basically. Then in session 2, I talked about generally, I didn't introduce you to every 101, but we talked about the 12 categories that they're in, and I explained how you can find the dragons. You can use individual ones, or you can use the whole collective, or you can use the ones that you've already connected to. It's up to you each time. We covered sort of a ritual for calling them in. We actually stayed in this reality. We didn't go to the other realms on a shamanic journey, so I wanted for you to see that you can go to another realm, but you can also call them in here. And you can channel that energy. And we were talking about the energy in our hands, in our body, and feeling the presence of them, how the presence of them will be different for every person. So not to make it wrong or right for anyone, you're all different. And if there's a certain way that you would like to see the dragons, for example, let's say you only feel their presence and you want to see them, then ask them to assist you in opening that skill, really. And it's probably just a frequency that needs unlocking, maybe your third eye or whatever it is. Ask them, and they'll help you. They go, oh yeah, you just need to do this and do that, and you'll be fine. And we talked about using the healing energy of the dragons, which we said was connected to source, and then there's like Reiki and shamanism and light energy that's all connected to source. So there is one source energy, but there's different ways of pulling it in, and we're using dragon energy. And we said, don't use your own. And I'm sure every other modality says that as well. You can, but you'll just wear yourself out and you won't last very long. We talked about cleansing and restoring yourself as well. So self-healing, look after yourself. Number 1, before you do anything, fill your cup and make sure it's overflowing. So whatever ends up in the saucer or on the table, that's what you give to the other people. You don't, if you're not full yourself, don't do it. Yeah, just say to people, I'm not in the right place for it. I need to go away and do whatever it is that helps you replenish your energy. And obviously connecting to the dragons in whatever the best way is for you is the way to do it. Then in session 3, we focused on calling the dragons with intention. We talked about respect, and we also highlighted that there's a patience required in the communication with dragons, because they're not always speaking exactly the language that you may understand. And over time, between the two of you, you'll start to talk to each other. And I talk about the going on a date, but let's imagine you've gone on a date with someone that speaks a foreign language. It's almost impossible to understand, but there's something that happens. You start to understand a few words, and it can be the same way with the dragons. It can be a while before you fully connect and you fully understand. And all you can do is ask them, say to them, please assist me in this communication. Help me understand how it is you're talking to me. And that's where we're talking about journaling, which is really useful. I know a lot of people don't like journaling. If you don't like journaling, then maybe just make some notes on your phone or whatever it is. Do something so that there's a reminder for you, because we're so busy. We're all so busy. We've got so many things to do. In a week's time, you'll be like, I have no idea what Kevin's talking about. What was happening? So make sure you've got the video somewhere. Make sure you've got your own notes. Make sure you understand, remember who the primary healer dragon was. Remember that journey. Remember what happened. Remember how you connected. Remember, if you're the person that likes to sit in nature, think, oh, that's the way I need to connect with them. So it's on you to continue from here, really. And we journeyed with another dragon. We went on another dragon shamanic journey, and we went to the dragon realms. We met Arboreth, the dragon of tree wisdom. That was powerful. That was good. That was a deep grounding energy, and it was forest. Yeah. And I like to think of myself sometimes as a green man, and I talked to a green dragon on Dartmoor, and I love going on Dartmoor. So for me, that really sits for me. But you might not be into that. You might be into the sea. You might be into other things. You might be into the desert, whatever it is. So I strongly suggest that you keep going on the journeys and look through the book. You've got the PDFs if you've got that, and just say that dragon really. There's something about that dragon that interests me. Go on a journey and meet them, and maybe that's more of the connection you want rather than the tree dragon or whatever it is. So find the ones that work for you. Of the 101, maybe one or two, maybe all of them resonate. Maybe the dragon that resonates with you I've not met, and that's fine. And as I said before, if you meet some dragons and they're different to any of the ones I've got, I love a message that says, I just met this dragon, there was this and that, and there was a powerful, and this is what happened, and I went on this journey, and this is their energy, and blah blah blah. I love hearing all those stories. And as I said before, if there's enough information there, it can be a part of a future book, a paragraph, a chapter, whatever it is. And I'll put your name, this is the person that met that dragon, and these are the skills it's got, and it's happy to meet you. So this isn't just about me, it's about everyone expanding it and meeting these beautiful beings. So that's what we did in the first three. Very summarized, and this whole course is very summarized, because the true longer course is a year long, and we meet weekly, and we're in week something like 22 now of the course that I'm currently running. So I am really summarizing things, and what I'm trying to get to the point here is that you go away with the feeling that you have the ability to connect to these dragons, and then it's down to you just to do that. If you are interested in further expansion, basically the next part of the course is where you get to use the dragons in specific healings, and we call them in, and we do rituals, and we work lots of things out. Actually, there's some chat. We just check the chat. Good stuff. So, what does it mean to be a dragon shaman? You've just been introduced to dragon shamanism, the healer dragon, so you couldn't really say I'm a dragon shaman. That is a lot of practice, but you're on the first run of being a dragon shaman. And there's a lot of rituals in anything that's healing, because rituals pull in the energy. They're an assistant. You don't need rituals, but it's more than rituals. This is about calling in powerful dragon allies, and that's the important thing, that they are your allies. They're not there for you to command, and they're not there to command you. You're allies. You're on the same side. You're assisting each other. Sometimes they'll be a bit more powerful than you. Other times you might be doing things a bit more powerful than them. There's things that you can do in this reality that they can't do, and there's things in the other spiritual realities that you can't do that they can do. So it's a symbiotic relationship, and that's what I found. They do things for me, and I do things for them, i.e. this course and all the other things I do, the monthly calls, the yearly summits. They can't put those on, but they can talk through the speakers that appear, so that's their way of getting their message out to the world. They can't open a Zoom, I can, and that's how you have to think of it. What can I do for the dragons? What can they do for me?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a sacred relationship built on mutual respect, mutual trust, and, as I just said, mutual service, each helping each other. Yeah. So sometimes we do we think, oh, that they are my dragon and this is what they're going to do for me. Don't think of it that way. It's like if you've got a friend and it's a one-way street, they don't stay your friend for long. If you're the one doing all the stuff and they do nothing, just turn up and eat all the dinners and then bugger off, never organise anything, never invite you over, the friendship's too one-sided. And it's the same with the dragons. It needs to be where they're giving and you're receiving and they're receiving. Yeah. And the dragon's shaman, that's you eventually, and the dragons together, you serve as a bridge between this normal realm and the realms of spirituality and where the guardian dragons are. And you are their vessel in this energy, and they are your vessel in that spiritual energy. Yeah, so you can see that between the two of you, you become the bridge. So you can almost imagine yourself standing on a bridge, and one leg is in this reality, and the other leg is in the spiritual reality, and you're holding with the dragon that connection, and that's where you can assist the people that don't understand how to connect to that powerful energy in the dragons. You're their conduit. You're the one that's pulling that energy across the bridge and passing it to them. And with all things like this, you're doing it ego-less. There's the hollow reed, the hollow bone idea, where you're just connecting people to the energy, or you're connecting to the dragon to give the energy to yourself. And as I said before, always fill yourself up first. Yeah, overflowing, full of energy. It's like, I can give some away now from the dragons, of course. So there's some ethics and responsibilities. It's not rules, it's just ethics and responsibilities. So as a dragon shaman, your actions must be aligned with the truth. We're not moving into the darkness or the dark energy. There are people out there do, of course. And it's all about sovereignty. You are a sovereign being. The dragon is a sovereign being. Neither is right, neither is wrong, neither is more powerful or above the other. It's that balance again. So make sure it's always that. And everything you do is for the highest good. Always for the highest good. You always want the best outcome. You're never going to go on a shamanic journey and start complaining about things and thinking about the worst that could happen. This is completely wrong. Leave that for something else. I'm sure you understand that. You are not here to command the dragon. The dragon's not here to command you. It is, I'm going to keep putting that, it's collaboration. Yeah. You have free will, and you need to honour their free will. And whenever you work with anything really, when you work for the land, especially when you're working with the dragons, or you're working with someone else, it's always a case you need consent from all parties that you are going to share energetically the energy. Because as soon as you're just, sometimes we as healers we get a bit like, oh, I need to heal them, I need to heal those, but if they've not asked, you're forcing your opinion upon them. So only if where people have asked, or a responsible adult has requested it, or someone's husband has said, will you please help my wife, then that's fine. So don't go to the point where you're forcing your energy on someone when they haven't even asked, because they might be devout Christians and this is to them is terrible, so just be careful that there's that line you have to be careful you don't step over. And if you ask your dragon and say, should we be doing this, they'll be like, no, yes, or whatever. And never use the connection, the energy, the power for manipulation or control of anyone or anything. Don't try to manipulate the dragons, you'll get a big slap. And never try to use the energy to manipulate anyone else or anything else. Yeah. It's your responsibility to be fully grounded before you start any connection, fully clear in why you're connecting. So the intention is always key. As I've said before, if you get in your car and just drive anywhere for no reason, who knows where you're going to end up. So you always make sure you're going from A to B, that there's a reason for you going on the journey. It can be as simple as, I just fancy meeting this dragon, or I fancy meeting dragon 54. That's fine, it's clear, that's what you want. And the clearer and more detailed your intention, the easier it is for the energy to go, we know exactly what you want. And if you're getting something that you feel is not quite right and they've misunderstood you, to say, I'm sorry, there's a misunderstanding. This is what I meant. And then they go, oh, right, gotcha. So communicate. Be committed to your own healing journey. Again, fill your cup, heal yourself before you think about doing others. It's always, if it's going to take you a year before you feel like you're healed strong enough, then do that. Don't go using it on other people until you're sure. The other thing is, the dragons will test your integrity. They will give you option A and B, and in your heart you'll know B's the wrong one, but you're like, oh my, that's quite tempting, but don't fall for it. They are testing your integrity just to make sure that they're happy to keep working with you. They're not big tests, they're just little tests, little things that you know. So just do watch out for those. They're just making sure you're the right person to work with. They're also very powerful beings that do not take spiritual laziness lightly. They're the sort of beings that once you've worked with them, you've healed yourself, and you're full of energy and it's overflowing all over the place, all over the cup and all across the table. They want you to help others with that energy. Keeping it to yourself is like keeping knowledge and wisdom to yourself and saying, just mine. That's what the Vatican does. We're not like that. This energy is for you to share once you're in the place to share it. But don't rush to share it. Don't, be in the right place. So that's ethics. It's important to deepen your practice, and I can't remember, it's something like 10,000 hours creates mastery. That's a lot. That's a lot. Do you need to become a master to heal yourself? No. To use it to heal many other people, then probably yes. Probably you're in a better place. You've gone down all the avenues. You understand the pitfalls. You understand how it works. So at this stage, I would just say, go on journeys, or go to the place that you find that you can connect with the dragons, whether that's sitting under the oak tree or whatever it is, sitting in the desert, being in the swimming pool, being in the sea, whatever works for you. Go and meet your main healer dragon and build that relationship. As I said before, if you go on a first date, it takes many relationships before you're going to move in with each other, before you're going to get married or the rest of it. It's the same with the dragons. You're not going to learn everything about them immediately, and they're not going to necessarily know everything about you immediately. They've got a good idea of who you are and what your soul's like. So that's the important thing. Keep doing the journeys, keep meeting them, keep developing that relationship. If you're feeling strong enough and you've got to the point where you think, I think I know my main dragon, then go out and find other dragons to work with. And if you only want to work with the collective, then do that. It's what works for you. Some of us don't have the time to figure out what each one of the 101 does. So if you haven't got that time, then just connect to the collective of the healer dragons, and that's just as good. The other thing is to start learning the way they want to talk to you. So are they talking to you in symbols? Is there some sort of guidance they're giving you? What's their presence like in your life? So when I first started meeting them, first time I met a dragon was in 2017. I was riding my horse, and My horse felt the presence. She wouldn't go past a place that we always rode past. And long story short, I sort of commanded this space to show itself, and this big water dragon appeared. That's the first time it appeared to me. And since then, I've not seen a physical dragon in this reality. It's always a feeling, or I see them when I go to other realms. If the dragons think you're dragging your feet and your soul has got a mission, then I think they come in and show themselves and give you a bit of a slap and go, "Wait, time to wake up and get on the mission. Stop being lazy." Many of us don't necessarily have a mission. It's just really to heal ourselves. So I'm not saying you have to do what I'm doing and sharing it in the world. If you're sharing it for yourself, great. If that's all you need to do, that's what you need to do. And work with elements, work with the directions, work with the stars, work with the earth, whatever feels right for you. If you're currently someone that does Reiki or any other healing modality, then ask the dragons to assist in that as well, because you've already got that energy. You're already powerful at doing that. So just ask the dragons to come in and assist with that. You don't have to call it dragon shamanism. They're not bothered about that. All they're interested in is that they can come in and assist you and share that dragons are powerful beings that are here to assist and heal, transform, not the stories of the past. They're on a bit of a PR push at the moment to make us all stop thinking like we do in our area of the world. They're saying that if you look at China and Japan, they realise that we're here for good, and we want the rest of you to realise that too. Quite where that goes after that, who knows? Yeah, use your intuition when you're connecting to the dragons. Really listen to your intuition and what feels right for you. Maybe you like rituals, maybe you don't like rituals. Maybe you like holding crystals, maybe you don't. Maybe you like earthing yourself, maybe you don't. The important thing is you're connecting to the dragon. Everything else is, in many ways, theatre. So if that theatre that we've described in the last few days doesn't work for you, use what works for you. So you've seen the shamanic journeys, you've seen just sitting wherever you are and calling them in, and then we went on another shamanic journey. Whatever fills your boat, whatever helps you connect to them, use that. And I know lots of people don't like journaling and writing things, but keep a record of your journeys, because you'll start to see synchronicities. And the fact that you've put it from your head onto something, a piece of paper, or even if you just do yourself a voice message or record a video for yourself, the fact that you've done that, it sort of comes out of your subconscious and it becomes more real. And I had a big problem with journaling for years, but I do as much as I can now. And I'm very impressed when I look back and go, oh yeah, this happened, that happened. And then the synchronicities, I almost don't use the word synchronicities anymore. It's just the way it is. It's what happens. Once you connect to them, they're there the whole time assisting you. And as I said before, as simple as I'm going into town and the market is really busy and I haven't got a lot of time and I need to go and get some carrots for the horses. Can you find me a parking space that's really close to where the market stall is with the carrots? Simple as that. And you just feel this like, you get a feeling of knowing that as you drive in, there's going to be a space. And invariably I'll drive in and I'll be thinking, I'm just not thinking about it. And the person in front of me will indicate and pull out, and I'll pull straight in. And be like, great, done. And that happens so many times, and I stopped calling it synchronicities now. It's just dragon parking magic, whatever you want to call it. The other thing is, if you're a good dreamer, which I'm getting better at dreaming and better at remembering them, ask them to come into your dreams, because when you're asleep, your frontal cortex is quiet, and it doesn't second guess what you're seeing. It doesn't go, oh, it's a lot of rubbish, or whatever it says. It doesn't say all those things. So if you're good at dreaming, ask them to come into your dreams, and you can have some amazing dreams. You know, you could spend a whole night flying around across a lake, dipping your toes in the water and flying over the moon, or wherever it is. You know, so do call them into your dreams. And the easiest thing is, just before you go to sleep, just say, I welcome dragon, blah blah blah, or all of the dragons into my dreams. I've been really thinking about this particular issue in my life. Could you come in and give me some wisdom in my sleep? And they will. And then you definitely need something beside the bed, because it's like when you wake up, if you spend more than 3 or 4 seconds, it goes. It does for me anyway. Maybe you remember yours, but have something there. And I go, oh yeah, well, that's it. And I'll quickly write it down. Sometimes I'll wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll sort of like half asleep with no contact lenses in, scribble something, and I look at it in the morning, like, what did that say? And it's like, oh yeah, it's like doctor handwriting. I think it says I need to do this. Okay, got it. But trust it. Stay very humble. Let your curiosity be your compass. So whatever feels right to you, go in that direction. You know best, really, at the end of the day. And often it will go to someone else and give away our sovereignty. Try to keep your own sovereignty and trust yourself, because you do know, and you're remembering. Cool. So we just talked about the parking magic. So how do you integrate the dragon energy into your daily life? Because that's really what you need. You don't want it just in rituals and you've done all these other things. It's not meant to stay in the mountain tops or in the sacred space. It is meant to come into your daily life. And one of the first things the dragon said to me when I wrote my very first book with them is they said, we want you to remember magic is as real as we are, and that dragons and magic are as simple as breathing. It's huge, because we all think magic is special for certain people. It's not. To the point that the day you realise dragons are as real as you are, and that magic is as real as you are, you do start to get all those synchronicities and the magic and the miracles occurring. And as soon as you start second-guessing yourself, then all you're doing is putting a block in the way, and it stops. And if you're sort of going around saying, prove it to me, it doesn't work that way. It has to be where you are believing. Believe and you will see. Yeah, not when I see it, I'll believe it. Let's check the messages. Always ask for parking, it works. Exactly. And we often think that it should be some big powerful thing. It can be as simple as anything. So you raised your hand. Let me just I'll stop the share. Did you have a question? Yep, you're on mute. You're on mute still.
Sorry. Not so much a question, but just to tell you how I use my dragons. We have a dragon share there's about 5 of us, and we all start out with, okay, what aches and pains are bothering you this week or this month? And so everybody writes in what they're doing, and I always call in my dragons to send energy to that person. And so what happens is we meet afterwards and everybody says, okay, what did you get for so-and-so? And so-and-so, what did you feel when this happened? That kind of thing. So it's very interesting and wonderful when 2 of us will get the exact same thing. Like, for instance, in the last one that I did, I said, oh, I felt energy going down my left leg. And another girl popped up and said, I felt exactly the same thing. So I call in the dragons all the time, because I have a really good healing dragon, a big black dragon, Horus, who beams rainbow energy, healing energy. And it's just fascinating for me to see. I see a lot of vision. I get a lot of visions, so I do see the eyes a lot. But just to see him hovering above the person and sending the energy is just magical. So you're right on there about the magic. It's just fabulous. So thank you. Just
welcome. Thank you for sharing. And it's true. They're there to assist us, and the more we do it, the more it just becomes part of your daily life. Like you turn the kettle on. Go back a few hundred years. That's magic. How does that water boil when you stuck that thing in the wall? But we're heading that way where it's just the same. Magic and all these things are real. Did you want to say that, Claire?
Yes, just a quickie. And I guess with as with angelics, white light, or whatever you work with, working with the always express gratitude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's I say it's a bit like a friendship. If your friend comes round for dinner and never invites you and never says thank you and just eats all your food, and it's not going to be a friendship that lasts long.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. That they will say thank you to you, and you say thank you to them. It's a nice, polite relationship. So yeah.
And I always find that it's an extremely humbling experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you should always approach it with a humble, open heart. You know, we're requesting, we're not expecting, and that's how they honour it. It's nice, beautiful, cool. Let me just continue with some more slides. So we're bringing them into our daily lives, so that they're there all the time, not like a pet, but like a friend that's staying with you always. Let's say it's not meant to stay in the mountaintops. It's not meant to just stay in the sacred space, though. That's a powerful place to bring it in. And what you can do things each morning to say hello to them. So each morning I'm up normally before the sunrise, mainly because the cat wakes me up and wants some food, and I'll go outside. As I go outside, I'm walking maybe 200 feet to the horses to feed them their breakfast, and as I go out, I look at the sun's normally about popping up, unless it's the middle of winter, and I just say to the east, to the south, to the north, to the west, to the fire, to the water, to the earth and the air, guardian dragons, are you there today? And I'll look up, and sometimes I'll see something in the clouds, I'll see something in the sun, or I just feel a presence, and I just say good morning, like you would to your neighbour. Oh, morning, how you doing? Simple as that. Just calling them in, making it every day, and then they're always there. And then later on, once I've come back and I've done the horse, the rest of it, when I'm having my shower, I call them in stronger. And for me, that they live in my shamanic temple to the right, and there's the healers and the healer dragons, and I call them in and say, today we're running the course. Please come in strongly today with your energy, or whatever it is. Or sometimes I'm just saying, hey, morning, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, just make it every day. You can begin the day with some breath or calling in the guardian dragon. Just do something that works for you. If you've got your temple and you've got a little area there for the dragons, then maybe you just go over and talk to them. Yeah. Maybe you've got a stone that means, that's the dragon, the piece of coal, or wherever it is you've got. Just hold it, and just for a few moments you think, yeah, I'm connected to the dragons. And it's just, the more you do that, it becomes second nature. It doesn't become, I've got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to get ready and I must do this and I must light the candle. You can do all that, and it's good to do that because it ritualizes it, and the fact that you're doing it slowly with intention, it really empowers it. But if you've got something that's needs to be done quickly, you can't always do that. So as long as you've got that connection, like I say, you're driving to the shops to get the carrots for the horses, you need a parking space and you've forgotten to ask, you can, just before you get there, go, oh, dragon, sorry, I forgot to ask, could you find that space for me? Thank you very much. You can do that as well. We are simplifying it. You're obviously going to ask them for much bigger things to assist you with as well. And maybe you want a career change, maybe you want a relationship change, maybe you're moving house, maybe you need to heal someone that's dying, or whatever it is. There's many other things that you're going to be doing, so I don't want to simplify it too much. You can infuse your home with dragon symbols, colours, incense, artwork, whatever resonates for you. So I've got just loads of books, and I've got loads of cards. I've got probably about 20 different card decks that are all about dragons, and so I'm really concentrating on the dragons. But I've also got many other animals that I work with. And when you speak or move and you've got the dragon presence with you, this is where you can embody their strength. So do imagine, let's say you're going into an important meeting and you're about like, oh, I'm a bit petrified. Just imagine yourself surrounded by your dragons. Imagine their courage. They're not afraid of anything. They won't be afraid of standing in front of 1,000 people and talking, whatever. You can embody that. You can ask them to give you the courage, give you the strength, give you the wisdom, give you the truth, give you the healing energy. So really connect to them, and a bit like when we were flying, and I think it was Bonnie said she almost felt like she was the dragon. That's where you want to get to, at certain points where you feel like, actually, dragon Aberrath is here, but actually I feel like I am the dragon. And you almost fuse together and become one, and your human part just sort of sits and watches while you do whatever it is you do. And that's where you truly become a dragon shaman, because you are the dragon. You're not just the dragon rider, you are the dragon. And there's many people I know that say, I am a dragon embodied in human form. Great. I'm not that. I'm a human, but I pull in the energy of the dragons, and I call myself a dragon rider more than anything, because that's more fun. And healing with them is beautiful as well. And the more you walk, fly, work with dragons, the more their energy will weave into you, into your own, until you do get to that point where you aren't separate. You are one. And it almost becomes like a natural extension of you. And I think a few people have said, I felt like I had wings, and when I came back from the journey, my dragon wings were still here. That's perfect. Why not walk around with dragon wings on your back? You know, you are becoming your true mystical self. We aren't just this flesh and bone. We're much more. And you can go off on a tangent for that, but that's what I believe. Dragon attunements. The attunement is probably the wrong word, because when you say attunements, most people think it's a bit like Reiki, where you need a Reiki master to attune you. You don't need that. But anyway, we'll go through it in a minute. So we've now travelled on several dragon shamanic journeys, and we've built a sense of how to connect to them, how to communicate with them, how to travel with them, and you are, pat yourself on the back, no longer a beginner. There's many people in this world have not got this knowledge. So use it. Don't just go, oh, that was a nice course. Use it. You pull it into your life. Really use it in your life. And if all you're going to do is ask for the parking space, just do that. Start with that. That's all I did in the beginning for a while, until I got the confidence that they were there and they really were real, and I wasn't just making it all up. And always have yourself as the sovereign. Always feel yourself planted firmly on this planet, and use them to help you on the path, wherever that soul path is. Because they will help you. They will assist you. You will soar if you truly go with them. You also know how now to connect and journey safely, and that's one of the important bits. It's the safety bit. Is always call in some protection. Always make sure you've got some protection around you. Always strongly hold why you're going on the journey. That's the important thing. And at any time, you now know that you can connect yourself to any of the healer dragons, or any of the dragons that I've not personally met myself. You've met some now yourself, so you know how that feels. So just do it more. The other thing you have to realise is the dragon realms are vast. So my 101 is a small fraction of it. They are ancient. They're extremely diverse. They're extremely approachable. They're countless in numbers, and they're already there to connect with you, as long as you approach with that respect, open heart, good intentions, and it be in a place where you're going to say, I'm asking this, but I'm also going to do something for you. And then attunements, back to that. The dragons and you, the important bit is you are the ones that decide about the attunement. Attunement is really just you meeting deeper some of the Pacific dragons. So you've met your main healer dragon. Maybe your attunement is just a journey with them, maybe every week for the next 2 months or something, where you firmly understand who they are. And it may not be that dragon. Maybe a particular dragon will contact you in your dreams, start sending you images on Instagram or Facebook that you keep thinking, why do I keep seeing that? Why do I keep seeing that? You know, then tap into it, go on a journey and say, which dragon is looking for me? Why are you looking for me? And then you might get a connection. It might say, well, we've known each other forever. And before you came down to Earth to be this human, you told me on this date or this time to remind you, so I'm here. I'm reminding you. Do you want to remember? And then you get the choice. You're the sovereign being. You've got the choice. If the dragon really wants to connect with you, it will be consistent. If you decide you don't want to do what it thinks you could be doing, then ask it to go away, and it will. It won't be particularly sad. It won't be particularly happy. I'll just, okay, fine. You're the sovereign being if that's what you want. If you feel the connection strongly, then go through that initiation where they will tell you stuff that will awaken whatever it is that you need to awaken to. Yeah, and it can be profound. And this dragon that comes in is probably with you for the rest of your life. Or they might come in and say, I'm just here to assist you over the next year, because over the next year you're going to do blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's write a book or something. And they're coming in to give you the courage to actually start writing it and get it published and all the rest of it. All I'm trying to say to you is that the dragons and you are the ones that will create this connection. It's not someone external. You could come to me, and I know some of you are, and you could say, I've got a feeling that I want to do something more in my life, and I've got a feeling that blah, blah, blah. And then I can assist you with a shamanic journey or something, but it's not me going to you, oh, you need to be attuned to dragon so-and-so. That's for you and the dragon to work out. There are people that will say that, and you need to be careful, because I find sometimes that they're wrong, but I'm not going to belittle anyone. So there is a dragon or dragons out there that want to work with you. So be open to them coming to you. Watch out for the signs. And what I've often said to the dragons is, if you really want me to connect with you, show me it 3 times, thrice, and make it so obvious that the first time I go, ooh, I better watch out for, see if that comes 2 more times. And invariably it will come 2 more times in the same day. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. You want me to connect to you. Okay, I'm coming on a journey. Or I'll go and sit under the tree or whatever it is. And then that begins the journey. And that's what happened with these 101. Like one by one they came in, and the next one said, well, actually there's another one, and there's another one, another one. And it wasn't until I'd done 101 of them that I said, blimey, there's 101 of you. And they're like, well, there's more of us. I was like, well, the book's extremely large now. I think I need to publish. So they were like, okay, fine, you do that, and we'll be back when it's time with a few more. So yeah, they will listen to what you say. You can say to them, I'm a human, I'm not as powerful as you are, I can't think about 5 million things at once like you can. You know, remember, I'm human, and it's a bit singular what I can do. I've only got 2 hands, and I've got other things I have to do. I've got to look after the kids, I've got to feed myself, pay my mortgage. And they're like, oh yeah, that earthly thing you guys have to do. So when you do this journey, you might get a message of encouragement, wisdom, healing, something that's for your current life path. They might set you a challenge. something physical, something energetic, something that will strengthen your connection or your mastery. They might give you a symbol or a song. They might give you something so that you can anchor it in. So like when we've gone on the journeys, they've given us a gift. They like to do that just so that you're like, oh yeah, I had that piece of coal. That means that's that dragon, and it helps you remember. Tasks can be simple, like spending some time grounding yourself, to something more adventurous, like creating an altar, crafting a personal healing tool, teaching others about dragon energy, i.e. that's what they gave me. And the dragons work on trust and sovereignty. They will never command you like a boss. They offer. And if it's what you want, you accept it. If you don't, you decline. Or sometimes they will adapt what they're offering you because they see that maybe you're not quite ready to do the big step that they think you're ready for, which is fine. So it's up to you. You're the sovereign being. So, how to continue with the dragon path after this? Basically, keep doing regular journeys, keep a journal, record your dreams, your visions, record the signs, record any teachings you get. Allow the dragons to come into your daily life, into your practices, into your decision making even. Ask them the questions. Should I do this? Does it seem like a good idea? And some dragons will stay with you a lifetime, others for a season, for a project, or even a specific healing that's going on, either for you or for someone else. And each dragon that comes in, like each person you meet in life, if you walk through life with this idea that everyone you meet is a teacher, everyone you meet is a mirror, everyone you meet is an ally, even if it doesn't feel that way, then it'll help you move forward. And the dragons are here to help you move forward, to own your own magic, to own your own healing, and to own your own soul path. So they're here to help a lot. And one day it will become so obvious, and we'll be like, why did I never realise this before? And that's where I've got to now. I'm like, why didn't I know this when I was in my 20s? Why do I have to wait till I'm nearly 60? Come on. And they're like, that's the path you had to take. That's the path you had to take. It's like, okay. So, any questions on that? If not, we'll do a final blessing from the dragons and release you on your way. Any questions currently? That's a big question, I know. You could think about it and email me, and if I don't know the answer, I'll sit with the dragons and they'll tell me it. That's what I find. And I may not answer for 3 or 4 weeks. I may answer immediately, depending on my energy and who I can connect to and all the rest of it. But I will always get some sort of answer, even if it's like, well, the dragons are telling me you need to go on a journey and find out for yourself. Because often that's what they say. They're like, don't give them the answer. It's too easy. Tell them to go on a journey. And they might say, tell them if they ask for this, it might help. I'm like, okay. And sometimes the things they say, I'm like, are you sure I should be telling them that? They're like, yeah. I was like, so, and the person goes, that makes sense now. I'm like, oh, I'm glad it does to you. It doesn't to me. And I forget about it and then get on with it. And then a couple of days later, I get a big long email going, oh, this happened, that happened, it's amazing. This. I was like, good. Thank you for sharing. I love to hear the success stories. I also love to hear where it doesn't work for you. And then if you're saying, I'm getting stuck, it's not working, I can say to them, they're stuck, it's not working, what can they do? And they might go, blah, 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 go and sit in nature, do this. Oh, they need what, yeah. And whatever comes through, I'm happy to share. Just doing that silent bit. Okay then. Final group blessing. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to be again here with ourselves, physically in this realm, in this reality. You might want to use your third eye. But just stay here, and it's just a not too long a blessing, not too long a journey. I'm going to play that beautiful music again because I think it always just helps us get into a space of relaxation. Can you hear that? Perfect. Don't make it too loud. So just calm yourselves down, be in the moment. Do whatever you need to do to relax yourself. Just take a few moments for yourself just to reflect on the last 4 sessions. Just play it back in your minds, see what comes to you. We want to invite the healer dragons to continue their work with us, to stay with us, to guide us when needed in the days, months, years, decades ahead. Feel your energy grounding now straight into the earth. You're not going away, just feeling yourself grounded. Feel the earth supporting you. I invite all of the healer dragons that we know of and don't know of, all of the dragons you've met so far, to come into our space, into our reality now and surround us. If you allow, they might come in and stand very close. They may put their hands on you, they may breathe down your neck. They won't crowd you. You're safe. Just feel their presence here. Feel that immense energy that's available to you. Visualize yourself now as a mighty tree, roots deep into the earth, branches high into the heavens. Know that that's you. You're now connected to the above and the below. You are surrounded by the dragon healer realm. Feel the energy of the dragon surrounding you. Their presence is filling the space now with light, with power, with wisdom. You may hear words of wisdom. You may see symbols of wisdom. You may just feel their love for you. Thank them now for being here, for awakening you, for initiating you into their wisdom. Acknowledge your sacred bond with them that's been formed during the past 4 days. Feel their love, feel their strength, feel their wisdom, feel their compassion for you. They are your guardians of healing, your bringers of wisdom. They're here for your journey. Truly feel their strength coming into you. That's your strength. You're as strong as them. You just forgot. Okay, I'm going to try to say this with great reverence, and you can repeat it in your minds if you wish, or just listen. Truly inviting the dragons to step closer to you, to know you, to see you, to be fully present with you, and for you to understand they are there for you to tap into now and forever. So I say to the dragons, to the healer dragons, to those we have met, those we are yet to meet, we honour you, we welcome you, we ask you to continue walking with us. May your wisdom guide us, your healing strength empower us, and your energy continue to shape my path. In times of need, may I feel your presence. In times of joy, may I celebrate your blessings. I trust in your guidance. I trust in our connection. I am ready to work with you in the days ahead. Thank you for your presence in my life and for the healing work we will do together. Really feel now the dragon's presence around you. Visualize all of their energy being sent to you, flowing through you, integrating deeply within you, filling you with peace, strength, clarity, wisdom, health, abundance, and all you desire. Take a few moments now, just let that energy settle into every cell in your body. Let their ancient wisdom and power flow through you, filling every part of your being, grounding you, supporting you, energizing you for what's to come. dragons will slowly back away from you. As they depart, remember and feel the connection is still alive. It's now alive within you. It's for you to request them. Slowly, slowly, slowly come back fully into your awareness. Back to who you are, but remember that connection strongly. There's no rush. Trust that you can call upon them at any time. Their energies are always available. Their wisdom is always present. And so it is. Thank you, dragons. We are forever connected. So it is. Beautiful. Just need to bring myself back as well. Okay, was there anything else I had to share? Oh yes, I remember. Oh, I remember. I mentioned some cards. If you're into cards, wisdom cards, then there's all 101 of them. So if you're one of those people that says, I'm not quite sure who to connect to today, you can go, Healer Dragons, I awaken my heart, I open my heart. I'm a bit confused today, I'm not sure what I need. If I pick a card, will you please assist me in picking the card that tells me who to connect to today? And you go, oh, you need to connect to Aquarial. And then you'd read what it says and you'd open the book and you're like, no, maybe not. I quite like the one that's below. I think I'll go with this one. That's up to you. You use the cards how it works for you. There's a lady called Alessandra who lives in Italy that is using the cards all the time now with her clients. She says they give extremely powerful answers. The information is in the book, which is from the dragons. I just wrote it. I typed it, I should say. I was their PA. She said it's really useful and powerful. So they're out there if you want them. I'll send the links. No pressure. If you're not into working with cards, then don't be it. They're slightly expensive, but I think I make about £1 profit. As all these things, the money goes to the people that manufacture them. Once I get myself a publisher, it'll be different. That's what I'm calling in Dear Dragons, remember? Cool. Let me just look at the comments, what people are saying. You're most welcome. The music's on YouTube. I shared the link of yesterday's one. I'll share the link for this one as well when I send out the replays. So they're all there for free. CDs. Don't think we do the CDs anymore, do we? Anyway, any questions, any thoughts? All bamboozled. all ready to go out there and get those parking spaces and change your lives with the power of the healer dragons. But it has been an immense pleasure being with you these past 4 days, and I'm extremely excited to do some one-to-ones. There's 4 of you doing one-to-ones. First one starts tomorrow, so I'm excited to see how that goes. I don't have anything planned. It'll be a case of you'll turn up, we'll have a chat. Any questions you want to ask, I'll see if I can answer them, and then we'll do whatever needs to be done. And if you turn up and go, I've no idea, we'll say, well, maybe we should ask the cards, and go, yeah, okay. And we'll see where we go. It's your session, so I'll assist in any way I can. If you want a healing, we can do that. If you want to go on another shamanic journey, whatever you need, that's why I'm here. My whole message is to share that the dragons are there and they want to work with you. They want to help you. It's up to you to call them in, and they will willingly come in, as I think you've seen over the past 4 days. You're most welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. It's always good fun teaching. It helps remind me of just how powerful they are in the connection, because sometimes when you do something all the time, you come a bit blasé, and then you talk to other people and their eyes widen and they think you're a complete nutter, but that's fine. I don't mind that. I've got past that now, so glad you enjoyed the past 4 days. Well, this will be out once Zoom does its bit. I'll send it across, and then tomorrow I'll send across each of the YouTube ones. I'll send you all the notes from each one. I'll send you the slides, and I'll send you the links to the music. And those of you I'm seeing over the next few days, weeks, I look forward to that. So thank you, and dragon blessings on each and every one of you. May the rest of your days and lives be as magical as the dragons are. Love you all. Mwah.
Bye.
See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.